Welcome to Game Maker tutorial. In this very tutorial I'll be developing a Pac-Man game, and the first thing I'll do now is to import the food. So that's the food right there, and right click and select bonus as the food, but I will now reduce. Let's just transform the size to about 21. That's fine. Click on OK, and that's the size right there transformed. Okay, that's fine. The next thing I'll do is right click, create the mustards. So I have mustard number 1, select mustard number 1 right there. Now I'm going to speed it up. Okay, I have all my mustards in place, so let's upload the Pac-Man itself. This is the Pac-Man. I will start by Pac-Man down. Start with Pac-Man down now. And now we then speed that up again. Okay, now I have all my Pac-Man in place, and if you're wondering where I got all these Pac-Man and the images, you can always get that in the old Game Maker 7. Okay, the next thing is let's right click and upload the wall right there. I have the wall. That's the wall right there. Now the next action would be to create the object. Right click, create the first object, and the very first object I create will be the object wall. So get the sprite wall right there. Now set it to solid and it's visible. Click on OK. The second sprite will be, or the second object will be object food. Get object food right there. That's it right there. Click on OK. Now the next object will be object Pac-Man itself, so I'm going to select Pac-Man standing. Click on that and just give it a name. I will call that object Pac-Man standing. Yeah, that's fine. Click on OK. Okay, my next object will be object let me select monster. Yeah, that's monster 1. That's fine. And in this case I'm going to just create the direction of movement of this monster, draw the action and place it right there for it to go down. Then now select another event. So in this case select the collision with the wall and select the vertical reverse. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine, but we need to add speed. We might as well add speed to this. Let's make that 4. That's fine. Okay, the next object to be set, the next object will be monster number 2. For the monster 2, now create and let it move left, speed, make that 4, and collision with the wall, let it bounce horizontally back. That's it. So I'm just going to speed this up. Okay, the next object to be created will be the object number 5. So let me just create that object number 5 for the monster. So and let it move from, we're going to let the action move from right to left as well, and give the speed to be 4. And if it collision with the wall, I want you to bounce horizontally back, and that is that done. All of the object monsters are set. So now let's create object Pac-Man itself. Object Pac-Man stand there. In the case of object Pac-Man, I'm going to select sprite standing, and the event will start with create. Go to main, select change sprite, and the sprite I intend to change to would be the stand, Pac-Man stand, and the speed will be 0. Okay, the next event will be to add a key. Let me add my right key. So in the case of the right key, let me get my check grid, and the grid will be 32 by 32 because the size of the image is 32 by 32. So I will now include start block and end block, and within the start and end block we start with adding change sprite. The change sprite in this case will be the right one, and the image is 0, speed is 1, just for the image to change. Okay, now let's get the move action. So get that move fix. It's moving from right to left, so I'll say there, and the speed will be 8. That's fine. So the next thing I'll do is just to copy, make a duplicate of that, left. That is done. Double click on this and change the sprite to left sprite, and double click on this, change the sprite to change the speed, the direction to left. Make another duplicate, and the duplicate in this case will be up, and just change this to the up sprite there, change the direction to, and repeat the same thing for the down key. The down key that goes down, and this changes to down. Okay, if you let go of the keys of the keyboard, let's create a no key event. That's no key event. Double click on that, change the speed to 0 in this case, and select the center arrow as the center point. Click on OK. Change the sprite itself back to standing sprite and the speed to 0. Click on OK. And to speed things up, I'm just going to copy all of the content in here in no key. Copy. You can always select and copy and create collision with the wall. Place all of those actions within the wall, and that is that out of the way. Okay, now let's create collision with the food. Collision with the food. Select destroy others. Now let's include a score. The score will be +1. Make that relative, and let's test. And the score becomes equals to 25. Click on OK. Now select control, start block, close block. Let's enter a message. You are a winner. And what will happen is we want the system to go to the next room right there. So that means I will have to create another room. So we now have all our actions in place for object food. The next object I will create now will be object monsters. Collision with object monsters. Collision with object monsters, I will subtract 1 from set life and make that relative. Now test if is equals to 0. Enter the following blocks. Okay, now enter a message box there. I'll just enter loser, and let's restart the system there. So the next thing I'll do is just to right click and duplicate, select the following monsters. That's out of the way. Select the next one, duplicate, monster number 3, monster number 4, select monster number 5. So what will happen is the same action is in all of the monsters. Now create a control object, underscore control, add create. Now set my score. The score in this case should be 1. Make that relative. Click on OK. Now we also set my life. Make the life 3. Make that relative. Correction. Let's change the life from relative. Just get rid of, uncheck the relative. Click on OK, and add score caption, show, and the next one also show life. Select show life, and that'll be all here. The next event will be to add draw event. In the case of draw event, I like to draw standing monsters. So let's draw the monsters now. Place that in there. How many monsters are the coordinate of the monsters first? Let's enter the coordinate of the monsters. That will be 576. The monster I intend to draw is the stand. Okay, the coordinate is in place, the monster is selected. Click on OK, and finally let me create a room. Right click, that's my room right there. Change this to 32 and change the other one to 32 as well. And now the size of the room, let's make that 800 by 600 there. So go back to objects, select object wall, hold down your shift key and just draw. Those are the, that's the wall. Draw again. Yeah, that's cool. Let's finish it up there. Okay, this is how the maze is looking right now. The next thing for us to do is now to insert all of the monsters. So I'm going to put one there. Let's place this right here, maybe here, and let's just speed it up and I'll get back to you guys. So there, this is how it all looks right now. So let's just try this out before we add the food and the Pac-Man. This is how the program is looking right now. So let me go back and just add the food and the Pac-Man. Now we add the food. I've selected the food right there. That's it. Just put some food around, knowing fully well 25 of this. If it's eaten by Pac-Man itself, we will go to the next room. So I'm going to just speed this up. Now we have the food in place. So all we now need is get Pac-Man position. Pac-Man maybe somewhere, yeah, maybe somewhere here. Okay, done. So let's right click on this very room and create a duplicate room. Now we have a duplicate room. In this case we just need to add more, maybe more Pac-Man there, maybe here, and just to make life tough for second level. And let's come here. That's number 2. Put number 2 here. Oh, that's 3. Get number 2. Put number 2 here. And number 3. Maybe number 3 can go somewhere here. That's 4. The second room. So let's try it now and see what we've done so far. Okay, this is how the program looks right now. So if you press the right arrow, that's how it's looking. You see Pac-Man doing what it does best. Okay, Pac-Man just eating up all the food. And that's how you create Pac-Man, guys. 25 of those. You will move to the next. Oh, let's get rid of that. There's more here to be eaten. That's Pac-Man moving along. Okay, now let's see how Pac-Man goes. There we go. Now Pac-Man moves. Yep, that's fine. Oh dear, there's a collision there. Okay, now Pac-Man escape. Now let's come back. Let's see if Pac-Man can pick up that. Yeah, that's fine. Go back. Okay. There we go, Pac. There we go. Oh, no. Alright. Escape again. Oh, no. Now you're in trouble, Mr. Pac. Now you're in trouble. Yeah, you got it. Okay, guys. And that's how you create a Pac-Man. Let's see collusion, how collusion works. Because you can see there. You hear that? That's a collusion. And I've lost all my images there. Okay, now as you can see, when Pac-Man eat one of the food, you see the score right there. Let me move this up. And there, come back. Oh no. And that's collusion. And that's how you create Pac-Man, guys. So I'm gonna call it today now. So you all have a nice day.